Opera is for all levels of society, and I can't think of any country which is actually more open to that idea than South Africa. I really, truly believe that this old art form can gain something here that is imperative for its future. I actually believe the future of opera lies, at least in part, in South Africa with these young people.
At Johannesburg's Market Theatre, 17th century story merges with contemporary multimedia presentation in a production that brings together singers and blue screen video to tell a story that is both personal and political.
All artistic endeavour is aimed at changing the status quo. When Monteverdi wrote music about how hate and anger works in our minds, he was trying to change his social situation. When I perform Lamento and have made this strange concoction of modern South African tales and 400-year-old music, it's because I want to change the status quo.
And I think this is one of the beautiful things about our production of Lamento. With music, you can speak the unspeakable, and you can reach people in places that mere words cannot reach. And I really believe that our Lamento reaches people in a way beyond language about the imperative of reconciliation, about the pain of the wounds of the past, and also about the possibility of a better future that depends on us.
In a township community hall several kilometres outside of Johannesburg, Umculo is doing just that.
In South Africa, living in a township, living in an informal settlement, living below the poverty line is not seen as any reason not to be passionately involved with opera.
Founded in 2010, Umculo is dedicated to social development through music theatre in South Africa. And as part of the Lamento production, an educational initiative is underway to provide workshops in local communities.
Here people are not put off by the thresholds that are sometimes daunting in Europe. Here people who have nothing else are ready to embrace music as the aesthetic thing that feeds their souls. People see the value of it, and I really believe that because it's already here, because people have embraced that, it is the ideal vehicle that we can take to work with people to create lasting social change.
So now we're going to do another exercise quickly. What is a melody?
Umculo workshops can actually give these learners hope. That's what the workshop is all about. Giving the students the opportunity to actually make their own music, be able to just create without actually knowing that they're capable of creating.
Something like that. You can do the soil, you can rap, you can do whatever you want, you can do beatboxing, you can do anything that you want.
And then from there on, they just keep on opening up, because you start working with kids who are a bit shy, who don't want to talk, like, oh my goodness, who are these people we've never seen before? And then once we start doing these workshops, we try to expose to them to a safe space. All these things that I'm telling you right now, it's all the things they come up with in class. They'll tell you about all these things. They'll tell you about kids who are not protected by parents and all those things. And that's what we want to talk to about when we speak about the Lamento. Speaking also about the apartheid, getting from that place where the apartheid was and to where we are. Are we going into the right direction, or are we moving backwards?
So, we have made a story around the TRC which is about what happened in South Africa after apartheid, about the stories that were told in South Africa during apartheid. Opera is really not a luxury. We're making an opera with minimal means in a troubled time in South Africa because we believe South Africa needs this music, and we believe that we can deliver it in a way that is meaningful for the participants, in a way that could not be done with anything else. And that embraces our whole approach, from the workshops that we do with school children, through the training that we do of young singers, through the growing that we're doing of local teams in making what we're doing, and through presenting a production where we believe that together we're creating something fresh and new that is a voice for the future from South Africa.
These young people might live below the poverty line, but they approach music with nuance and insight.
A singer, I compare a singer as a poet.
Music, for me, it's expressing my passion.
So let's say you're an artist. Obviously, I'm just an ordinary person. I don't know you personally, but through your music, I can be able to connect with you, and you see, I'll be able to feel how you feel, because many artists, from what I hear, they compose music from their hearts.
That's how musicians write their poems, their songs. They use their feelings to write what they feel inside to give out to the listener.
I think a lot about opera. I think it's actually nice music, like some healing, gives some healing. I like it, and the ladies I've heard, they have a nice voice.
But these young music lovers are in for a surprise.
Have any of you actually seen an opera?
They'll be attending their first ever opera, the final performance of Lamento in the Market Theatre.
Judging from what I've seen here, what we have done here right now, I think that side is going to be extraordinary. Yes, I think it's going to be great. We're going to love it.
I think it's going to be like a theatre, like those kind of people who act while singing, like the opera, yes, those kind of things, like the theatre.
An hour before the final performance of Lamento, the youngsters from Tsakane Township are given a glimpse of the director and his cast at work.
We have a situation in South Africa that young South African singers are exposed to classical music in a way pretty much unique in the world. Young people sing in choruses music from the great Italian operas without ever having the opportunity of seeing one of those operas on stage.
I love classic music because it's like soul music, man. It runs through your blood because it creates that harmony, man, in yourself. Going to the opera, I hope somehow I can join the band because I love music also. I have a big voice, but I don't know how to use it yet.
I was laughing, I was dancing. So my one thing that I would take away from the show is I wish the kids can learn how to do that when we're performing our play. And the visuals, can you teach me how you did that?
But what do the young viewers see as the deeper message of Lamento?
Since you said that you enjoyed the show, you were not lying, right? So if I ask someone, what is it that they're taking home now, would I get an answer? What I saw is that sometimes it's okay to laugh or to make fun of those problems. Even though we know that tomorrow we're going to cry, Yes, but then sometimes in a problem you have to look at the positive and the negative side of the problem and try to by looking at both sides and use those sides or whatever you take from those sides to come up with a solution to help end all of that.
And that is a note of hope for me. I think we all can leave this production with a belief that if we shoulder our responsibility, we can together create a better South Africa.